I miss you, but please tell the others to leave me alone. I was 16 when it started. The first time I saw it, I was in my sister's room playing Minecraft on her PlayStation 4. Coral blocks had just been introduced to the game, and so I was deeply invested in the underwater city I was making. My sister, 18 at the time, was blasting Sode and chilling out along the north side of her bed. We were in our element, just doing whatever we so pleased. All of a sudden, deep pulsating spikes of adrenaline replaced my breathing. I felt a fiery hot fear pierce my heart and tug my attention towards the closet. There, standing perfectly still, was a figure. It stared at me between the cracks of the closed closet doors. The eyes seemed to blend in with the shadows, keeping my gaze as it breathed ever so slowly. I kept staring. When my sister finally caught on, she asked me what was wrong. Remembering it now, I must have scared her so bad. Her voice shook as she tried to snap me out of it. I didn't reply. I was frozen with terror and anticipation. The figure loomed, not saying a word. Quietly, as to not let the figure know that I was speaking about it, I asked my sister, "Can you see it?" My sister, instead of replying, put down her phone and full force opened the closet door. See what? We were both confused at this point. Though the closet seemed empty at a glance, the dread hadn't subsided. In fact, it seemed to grow worse the longer I stayed in that little room with my sister. Only when I excused myself did the anxiety lessen. Now, when I say this was the first occurrence, I don't want you to assume that I see these figures often or as articulated, vivid creatures. These figures are rare. They appear as dark clouds of smoke, creating the illusion of humanity. No clothes, no mouth, no movement. Each one seems to exude a different aura. Seldom do I see multiple at once, but it has happened. Ever since the night of the closet, these figures have followed me. I've seen them at the bus stop, at the door of my baby brother's bedroom, and at the base of my bed. This next story is hard for me to write, but I know that I should. I'm only including this part because I feel like the more I talk about them, the more they listen. It sounds crazy, even as the person telling the story, but it's like these figures perk up every time I acknowledge their existence. I don't want all of them to reveal themselves again, but if that's what it takes, I will consider it a casualty of my true ambition. My sister passed away a few years after the closet encounter. At the time, my father was in a relationship with a devout woman. I wasn't ever too close to her, as she struck me as an odd person. I know that's pretty judgmental for someone who sees smug people, but it's hard to explain her any other way. She was different. Very different. As you can expect, I was in deep mourning. The figures were more active than they had ever been. I would see them in broad daylight, watching me as I went about my day. Me and the figures stared at each other for hours during the night, almost as an endurance test to see who would lit up first. I rarely won. After a little while, I had stopped talking altogether. My father suffered from a case of broken heart syndrome. No worries, he's okay now, and I began to lose emotion. This warped my perception on the figures. On one hand, I was no longer scared, but on the other hand, I could also no longer feel happiness or much of anything. So about a week after my sister's passing, my kooky stepmom walked into my room. She sat next to me on the edge of my bed and asked how I was doing. This was a first for her. In a moment of weakness, I told her everything. I told her about the figures and about losing emotion. I told her that I didn't know what to do without my older sister and how she was my everything. That was when my stepmom asked if I had ever leaned into it. What? I cried. I won't let them hurt you. Just lean into it, let them come. She put her hand on mine and instructed me to imagine a figure, to focus on the feeling and let it take over. She told me to yell, "Go away. You don't belong here," as soon as I felt overwhelmed. I looked at her like she was ridiculous, but her nurturing gaze reassured me. And so I focused. She dimmed the lights and closed the door. It was just me and her now in my lonely room. Suddenly, my attention was directed towards the closet, where I began to make out a dark figure. As clear as day, an emaciated person sat with its head in between its lap. Its arms were stretched across either knee as if holding itself. I stared at it, holding my breath. My heart was thumping so fast that I clutched my hand to my chest and audibly gasped FPR air. An overwhelming sadness loomed over me and I couldn't take it anymore. Go away! You don't belong here, I shouted. I screamed it at the top of my lungs over and over again. Go away! You don't belong here. Then, as fast as it appeared, it was gone. My stepmom turned on the light and asked me what I saw. I explained to her in full detail. I told her how oddly vivid it was and how I felt like I was drowning. She cut me off. Did you say it was sitting against the closet door mirror? Yes, I assured her. And it was curled up in a ball with its head between its legs. Yes, I assured her again, honey. That was the position your sister was found in. It's been 3 years and I haven't seen a figure since. I've talked to counselors, psychiatrists, and therapists, and each one has dismissed the sightings as nothing but stress-based hallucinations. They tell me it is a product of my environment and nothing more. I want to believe them. But maybe if I explained it to them as I've explained it to you, they would rethink their diagnosis. After all that, I would still give anything to see my big sister again. I miss her each and every day. My sister was my everything, and if seeing her again means reawakening those that stalked me for so long, so be it. As long as I can say goodbye the proper way this time, I can handle it. Edit: I've altered a few details. I feel like the specifics are 1, a little too personal, and 2, could possibly be recognized by the few people who know about my visitors. So if you find this post and think you know me, $1 off. Your opinion is horse. Let the ever-growing interweb swallow my words into the endless sea of anecdotes and cumulative nonsense. It will be forgotten all the same. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think or what you'd like to see next. Don't forget to check out my other videos for more content like this. Exciting new content is coming soon, so make sure you're subscribed. Until next time, stay awesome.